Yeah, man, we back again, man. It's the Wake Your Ass Up podcast, man. I'm here today with a legendary special guest, man. One of my Bay Area favorites, man. From the city of where?
Vallejo, man. You feel me?
Hey.
Valley, baby. V-Town.
EJ.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you for having me, brother. For sure, man. Thank you.
You know, most people when they see me, they be like, "Is Mac Ball your brother?"
I'm your brother, man. You feel me?
Is Mac Ball your twin? So I'm like, man, that's my cutty, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And I get this shit no matter what city I'm in, no matter what place I'm in. They always ask me, "Is Mac Ball your uncle, brother, something to you?" I'm like, man, this shit crazy.
Man, respect.
It's a blessing, man, to be able to have you here today, man.
Hey, man, thanks for having me, man. I've been, watching what you've been doing and shit, and I'm going to give you, thumbs up for that, man. And, man, it's my honor and pleasure to be here.
Come on, man. As you being Mac Ball, man, how was your journey of, growing up as a child in Vallejo?
I was born in the first hospital of Vallejo, straight up. Once I was born, my mother took me straight to the Crest, Sawyer Street, you feel me? And it was a beautiful, beautiful upbringing, I come from one of the biggest families in my neighborhood. It's the Claibornes, the Strongs, and the Davises. I'm a Davis. And, we a real sense of community, being from the Crest and being a Cuddy, we like the Raiders of Vallejo. You know how the Raiders fans is as far as just, this is it. You feel me? And that's how we was raised. Basically, like a lot of our grandparents came from the South together. And our parents was raised as brother and sister. So we all the people from the Crest was raised as like cousins. So it's a very strong sense of community, a loving family, man, just loving Cuddies. And it was beautiful. You know what I mean? We didn't know that we was like, we wasn't the richest, but we had everything that we needed. You know what I mean? And we had each other. So it was beautiful growing up, out there. Fell in love with music at a very, very young age. You know what I mean? Had big heroes out there, such as the Michael Robinson, may rest in peace. And of course, the Honorable Mac Dre. You feel?
So, yeah. I got a quick question for you. So when you say the Mac first, right?
Yes, sir.
Is that where the Mac name came from?
He was the first. I mean, we always called, being from the Crest, you always was a player or a Mac or something like that, or Pippin, you feel me? But the Mac was the first one to have that name. Yes, sir. You know what I mean? He was the first one. Michael Robinson was, he is our Superman. You feel me? He was the first person to really let me know that you can chase your dreams and you can catch them. Mm-hmm. Him and Strictly Business Records, Kyrie and them, they had the Strictly Business Records. Shout out to Renard and Rick and Renard. You know what I mean? And basically, it's something you see rappers on the TV, you see cats on the TV, but to see somebody from your community that was older than you, but you watched him and you saw him become from Mike to the Mac. You know what I mean? So it was very inspiring, and that's my namesake. You know what I mean? It's the Mac, it's Mac Dre, and it's Mac Ball. You know what I mean? I was given that name as a little kid when they spotted the talent and me doing it. It was kind of like, oh yeah, you're gonna be Mac Ball, you know what I mean? And I hold that name close to my heart and everything, and it's an honor and a pleasure to be in a Mac, to be a Mac, excuse me. Mm-hmm. I had to earn my stripes later though, but you feel me? Yeah, but it was a beautiful thing, man. Just being in the Crest, seeing these dudes, seeing a young Mac Dre, you know what I mean? Growing up with the Romper Room crew, rest in peace, Freaky D. We just lost one of our brothers, you know what I mean? But it was just inspiring, man. And you kind of knew that, you know what I mean? Or I knew what I wanted to do very young.
So this is something that you already has your mind completely
as
a child.
As a child, I was rapping at 11, 12 years old. You feel me? I'm listening to the original Too Short tapes that the OGs would bring back when they made a play or whatever. I'm listening to Magic Mike and Calvin T up out of Richmond. You know what I mean? Those are like my forefathers. You know what I mean? Straight up. And loving Ice-T, loving King T. You know what I mean? And I knew at a young age I wanted to spit game. That's the kind of rapper I was going to be. I was going to be a Max. I was going to be a Cuddy who spit game. I was going to be the smartest dude in the room. I was going to be the smoothest dude in the room. You feel me? I wasn't going to be no super tough gangster rapper or no killer rapper or no, backpack rapper. I was going to spit game. I was going to spit ism. I knew that at a very young age.
When you say spit game, right?
Yes, sir.
Those that might not understand or even understand the lingo that we talking about that's in another region, because we do talk to a worldwide audience. Can you elaborate on what spitting game is?
Spit game is having an understanding of things. You know what I mean? Having a clear understanding of situations that we deal with, coming in the ghettos and stuff like that, or not even in the ghettos, but just in life in general. You know what I mean? Spitting game is somebody who's a thinker. You know what I mean? That I'm going to find a way to get to my destination, even if I got to go over it, under it, or around it. You know what I mean? We're not the people who going to jump out with action first. We're going to think about our move and be very calculated. And when we strike, we're going to strike. You know what I mean? So it's basically having an understanding of things, taking the time to understand things, and being a thinker in a world of crash outs. You feel me? Straight up. So I would say spitting game is a man who thinking and spitting knowledge. We just call it game, but it's basically real life knowledge. And you don't have to be from the ghetto. You don't have to be poor. You know what I mean? There's shit. Everybody got game. You know what I mean? Everybody don't apply it. You know what I mean? But it's like, you have some people who are ignorant, but you got those of us who know better. You know what I mean? And those of us who speak the truth. So that's what I would say, kind of, if that can give you an understanding what I mean.
Facts. When you was growing up and shit, right?
Yeah.
In the city of Vallejo.
The Crest Side of Vallejo.
How was it to where the divide is in between each sections? Like, was it diversity? Was it?
Okay, at first we Vallejo, when it was being developed, all of our people came from, my people are from Louisiana. They came out to California to work out here in the town at the shipping yards. You know what I mean? All of our peoples, whether if your folks is from Texas, Louisiana, but in the Crest, a lot of us is from Texas and Louisiana, right? So they came out here for employment. Now, when they came out here, there was a place in Vallejo called Floyd Terrace. And that was the place where the blacks was before they got their houses in a different side, in the Crest Side, in Loftus, in College Park, in the Hills, in the South Vallejo, all these West Vallejo. But before we moved out, all of our folks lived together in Floyd Terrace. Then they went to the different sides. And everybody, basically represented their side. You know what I mean? And, I have cousins that's from the hillside. E40 is my blood cousin. Sugar T, my blood cousin. Muggsy, D-Shot. These are my blood cousins. But we just lived in two different areas. So there was a divide. You know what I mean? And it was like the kids, the kids kind of, once our parents left Floyd Terrace, our parents all grew up together. But then the kids, represented their certain sides. And with representing those certain sides, then it became beef. You know what I mean? And and plus us being in the crest, the definition of a crest is like a tip of a mountain or some shit like that, or the edge of a mountain. We were kind of put off in the corner of Vallejo. You know what I mean? The crest is like in the corner, right before the crest is like the last exit. If you come to Carquinez Bridge, Fairgrounds, the last exit of Vallejo. So we was kind of in the corner, left to our own devices. So that's what I mean by the Raiders of Vallejo, because it's just like, dude, this is all we know. You know what I mean? It was a saying that I'm not from Vallejo, I'm from the Crest. You know what I mean? That's like that's a real mentality. You know what I mean? Because we were kind of off in the corner, left to our own devices, and that's how we just held it down. But, I love Vallejo. I love being from Vallejo. You know what I mean? I love being one of the people who made it cool to say you was from Vallejo. You know what I mean? Because Vallejo wasn't known by everybody at first. A lot of cats that say I'm from Richmond or I'm from Oakland or I'm from West. When they leave California, they trying to explain to somebody. You know what I mean? And, because they're, I don't know if you know this, a lot of people that's not from Cali, they think that we all surf. Mm-hmm. They think that LA is an hour away. You know what I mean? So yeah, man. But I'm very proud to be from Vallejo, man, and I'm glad to represent Vallejo. You know what I mean, and be a shiny thing to where a cat can pop his collar and be like, "Yeah, I'm from the V." You feel me? I'm from where Mac came from. I'm where from this one from. So it's an honor and a pleasure. You feel me? But with the good and the bad that came out there growing up and all the back and forth and all that, I'm still proud to say that I'm a product of Vallejo. Yeah.
What type of relationship that you have with Ray Love?
Ray Love, man. Ray Love is man, a brother, a big brother. You know what I mean? He's my psychiatrist. You feel me? He right now, see, Ray took a step back from rap, and he basically you know what I mean, he runs the Tupac estate, he runs the Mac Dre estate along with Wanda, you know what I mean? And he's a fundraiser. This dude is deep into business. He got his hands in a lot of stuff. He any deal that I have, I run it up to Ray, and Ray get it straight. And then, to the lawyer, and then we get it straight. So he still has my back 100%. He's still somebody I talk to all the time, and he one of the closest people to me in this world. You know what I mean?
Unique.
Well, when Mac Dre, Jay Diggs, and Kilo Kirk had got set up by the feds, Ray Love was at the top of his game with Strictly Business Record and would get your money on. You know what I mean? And I was the new kid on the block. And you know how this game is. A lot of people be intimidated by what's new, but he never came at me like that. He always embraced me, and it was basically like he put me on some of my first stages and basically put me up under his wing. You feel me? So I started off following him. I'm following him everywhere. I'm going with him everywhere, and he putting me on. He shared everything he had with me. And I, when I started taking off, then he backed me. And whenever he wouldn't let me make mistakes. And if I did make a mistake, he would walk me through it. So he's very, very important just to my whole everything, man. And I appreciate him all the time, bro. You feel me? That's my big brother. He out there in Texas doing big things. You know what I mean? He just actually signed me up for the Tupac birthday show. Yeah. Hold on, I'm gonna grab it. Yeah. But shout out to Ray Love, man. I appreciate you.
So, what you saying there, right?
Yeah.
Up today, it should say that a lot of today doesn't have the type of guidance or have people of that type of stature in their corner to help lead them in the right direction.
I mean, I put a lot of that on us. You know what I mean? Because, as far as as an elder in the game, whatever, you feel me? It's to me, it's my job to help. Because I was helped, but a lot of people don't have that mentality. You know what I mean? They try to hoard stuff and keep it to themselves instead of lacing the dude. You know what I mean? Because it's like, just like me and Ray. Ray didn't have to do that to put me on. Ray had songs with Janet Jackson. He touring everywhere. He could have been like, nah, little nigga, you know what I mean? Get it on your own. But instead of doing that, he put me up under his wing. And then it was like, when I started getting on, come on with me. You know what I mean? And that's what, things do. My rule that I have is, especially if you're from my community, but not even for that. If you are doing something positive, it's my job to help you. You know what I mean? I'm not here to, I don't believe in that, this my young hitter, this my young, nah, nigga, you was a baby. And it's my job to protect you and to make sure that you are doing what you need to be. If you know what I mean, straight up. But it's also the responsibility of the younger to peep game and to listen. You feel me? To actually listen. Don't get on listen, because that information is something that can save your life and better you. The reason I am who I am today is because I listen and I peep game and I soak game and I listen to my OGs. I didn't have a big head, no matter how much money I had or what position I was. An elder, somebody who been through something and got the game, I'm going to peep game. But a lot of times, fools are just stuck on, you know what I mean, not dick riding or not this. A cat can't even give you a compliment without saying, I ain't dick riding nothing. I ain't no groupie. Like, bro, you can't acknowledge somebody who's doing something right? You feel me? So I think it's both of our responsibilities to help each other, man. You know what I mean? Straight up. The OGs give the game and the youngsters peak the game.
That's how you said.
Yeah.
Ask you, what do you think of some of the things that the Biden in between the young back?
I mean, it's just the OGs is just tired. You know what I mean? Like, bro, man, not listening. You know what I mean? And the youngsters is just so nonchalant. You know what I mean? Like they don't even want to try hard. Trying hard is not cool. Oh, this dude try hard. Like, dude, you supposed to try hard. But it's both of our responsibilities to break the chains, man, and to help each other. You feel me? Because you know, as an OG, me giving you the game, you know what I mean? Can you that game that I gave you can damn near save my life later in life. You feel me? Not only save the youngster life, but also my life. So it's like, you know what I mean? You also, it's one hand watch the other, and you can never give up. You feel me? Both people should never give up. You know what I mean? I'm glad people didn't give up on me when I was young, because I was definitely dumb as fuck. I did a lot of stupid shit. That's why, as an older person, I can give you the game, because you know why? And I didn't win every fight. You feel me? But I fought every fight. So I can tell you, hey man, don't do that. How? Why you telling me don't do that, nigga? Because I did that and I got fucked off. You feel me? So you don't do that, you know. But it's also the youngster's responsibility to soak game, to peep game, man, to listen, man. You know what I mean? To straight listen. You feel me? And as the OGs, we can't give up on the young. You know what I mean? We got to understand that we was there too. You feel me? Yeah.
So, how do you feel about the new situation with Drake Thomas? That's showing love like that.
How you're gonna hate somebody showing love? Like, what kind of world do we live in, bro? What kind of world do we actually live in where a dude is hating? You're mad at this dude because he's giving props to somebody that you love, right? That's money. You know what I mean? To my mom's, man, Mac Wanda, that's money to her. That's waving a flag for my dude. But I also know that it's a political move too. And like my nigga Bear say, two things can be true about a certain thing. You feel me? I know what he's doing because he's a very smart individual. He's a very smart individual, so he knows what he's doing. But I also believe he has love for Mac Dre too. So, but the one thing that I want to say on Wake Your Ass Up is that as Bay Area people, we got to understand two of the biggest rappers, Kendrick Lamar was smart enough to rock with the Bay. That whole Super Bowl performance, that shit almost made me cry because that's us. That's us. Them white t-shirts, them gold tees, man, that turf dance, and that's us. That's things that we made. So to see that on the biggest stage, man, damn near, man, I'm just thinking about my Cuddy, man. I damn near cried, man. And then, so you got him doing that. You got Drake doing that, right? He always give Pharrell love and stuff like that. I think Bay Area people, instead of talking shit about it, we need to understand how important we are. You feel me? Because two of the biggest people get inspiration from what we do. So we need to acknowledge how dope we are and stop hating on each other and start working together to build it, because everybody else comes and see how dope we are, but we don't even see that shit about each other. Yeah. Yeah, man, come on, man. And then it's just like, my nigga, I got bills. I got real life shit going on in my life, man. I don't got time to worry what the fuck a billionaire is fucking doing, and I'm trying to get $1 billion. You feel me? Niggas trip off the motherfucking smallest motherfucking things. So the biggest rapper in the world right now is giving R. Cuddy props. You feel me? He don't have to do that. You know what I mean? And we gonna be like, nah. You know what I mean, bro, man? Y'all focus on the wrong shit. You know what I mean? Yeah.
How has my drugs passing affect your mental health?
Man, fucked me up. I'm still fucked up to this day. I'm still fucked up. I was there, brother. I rolled Mac Dre I lowered him his last backwood.
How was the passing of Mac Dre? How did it affect your mental health?
I mean, I went through deep depression over that. Like I said, I was like, I rolled Dre his last blunt, and we had a deep conversation in Kansas City. I was there, you feel me? Because I had been touring with Mac Dre. We just finished the U.S. Open. On the plane to Kansas City, we talked about our plans and what we was gonna do. You feel me? But the way it was going, Thiz Nation was not or Thiz in general was not gonna look like what it became. It was basically gonna be me, he drop a record, I drop a record, we drop a record together, Fab, Ryder, you know what I mean? Like but the basis of it was gonna be the work that me and him did. You know what I mean? We was gonna combine our sources, and you know, we had a very honest, true conversation. I wrote him his last blunt, and Doobie was down the hall. Me and Doobie was messing with some girls, and I had went back to my room with the chick, and I get the call. Cuddy got hit. He didn't even have to tell me who. You feel me? And I was just in a dark place, man. But one thing that really helped me was getting with Kilo in Miami and us starting Thiz Nation, and just the energy that we had as Thiz Nation, having a rapper in every city. You know, it was a studio in West Oakland that we all used to be there, and just camaraderie of everybody being there and helping each other. You know, I helped every artist on that label, everybody, you know, and just, you know, the young energy, Jack and them, you feel me, and my figures, Johnny Cash, may he rest in peace. But it was messed up. And then it was an extra thing for me, because it's like my two namesakes, the people who I looked up to, you feel me? And the people with my name, they both got murdered by black people. You feel me? So it was like, it was hard for me, because it's like, these are my namesakes. You know what I mean? So what did that mean for me? Is that going to be my fate too? You know what I mean? So it was, you know, and that's more than even work. That's my big brother. All the romp dudes is my big brother. I'm Sesame Street. You know what I mean? That's Romper Room. We are like the junior them. So it just messed me up, and it still messed me up to this day, because it just hurts to think about the what if, or what could have been, or what we was finna do. It's hard for me to even listen to the U.S. Open, brother, because it's just like,
That's one of it.
it just hurt. Yeah, and that's all him, brother. That's all him. That's all him. But rest in peace, Mac Dre, man. The game don't stop. You feel me? Yeah.
More about it.
Sesame Street, Strictly Says 5 Trey 5. That's me and Doobie crew. You know what I mean? I'm the youngest of the Sesame Street dudes. And the Sess was really my older cousin Pug friends. But I was always the running along and stuff. But when we started, like, for lack of a better word, banging, you know, but we didn't call it that. We just called it representing where we from. You know what I mean? So we basically the brothers and cousins and the kinfolk of the Romper Room dudes.
Yeah.
That I'm talking about, we niggas went to preschool together. Motherfuckers play, yeah, you know what I mean? Nah, we just we put names to crews that was already there. People who are this is not a patchwork organization. These are people who this is your age group. These are the people who you went to school with, that you play sports with. These are the people that you got in trouble with. Y'all just was named the crew. You know what I mean? And Rompin' was like, Romper Room was a show, and it was kind of like a joke that one of the OGs, like the cats on Leonard Street, Mac Dre and them, Kilo, you know what I mean? Where they used to all kick it at, you feel me? They used to be like, man, y'all in the Romper Room. And for us, we saw that, and we had our thing going on, and we was like, okay, Romper Room, we the Sesame Street then. But then you had the crew thing, you know what I mean? Then you had the Granny Boys. I got my jacket, so it was just like, it's basically who you hung around and who that y'all already was together. You feel me? Yeah. But I got over 30 years of brotherhoods with these same dudes, man. The same dudes. You feel me? Straight up. You'll see them with me out. We all still together. You feel me? Straight up. Sesame Street.
We mentioned Thiz.
Uh-huh.
what do this means by Paul?
Love, you feel me? Love, you know what I mean? It's bigger than the name of a drug. You know what I mean? It's the name of a movement. It's a flag that we wave, you know what I mean? With our back against the wall. You know what I mean? It's something, you know, throwing up that T, you know what I mean? It's like us waving our flag. You know, when we Thiz is turning tragedy into triumph. You feel me? Straight up. That's what the T's is. Because that's what we did. You know what I mean? That's what Kilo did. That's what Miami did. That's what I did. That's what the whole Thiz Nation did. You know, Fab, Ryder, it's too many to name. Jacker, everybody. We turned tragedy into triumph. Straight up. You know, it's way bigger than the drug. You know what I mean? It ain't even no real Thiz is out there no more. You feel me? It's before all that other shit. But it's just what we represented and what the you know, like the Grateful Dead, how they represent, you know what I mean? We got the same type of cult, you know, fans and stuff. So that's what Thiz mean to me, man, turning tragedy into triumph. The T, yee, you feel me?
What might say any kind of song Get Right?
Well, first it started with Ghetto Theme. That's the video that Tupac directed of mine. You know what I mean? So
hold on. You just said Tupac directed.
Yeah, so my first record, Illegal Business, Tupac, I met Tupac at Practice Looking Hard video. Cause 40 is my cousin. My cousin Shonda, baby got her hair done by Shonda. You know, it's my big cousin. She was like, come hang out at the video. So I went to the video, I'm hanging out, not even trying to get in the video, because this was Mac Mall, I'm first starting. So Tupac came, I met Tupac. He started going off like, "No, you Mac Mall, listening to you in my car right now, blah, 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 blah." I'm sitting there like, damn, it's Tupac, you feel me? And he said he was gonna do something with me, but I thought it was like one of those LA, you know, we gonna do lunch, you feel me? But Pac was a real dude. 2 weeks later, he was in at YDB offices in Vallejo. And he directed for cost, meaning he directed it. We didn't pay him. We paid for the video. And the biggest rapper in the world put me under his wing and said, I'm gonna look out for you. That's why I'm loyal for the rest of my life to him. May he rest in peace, Afeni. May she rest in peace to Doc. May he rest in peace, you know what I mean, and the whole Shakur family. You feel me? Because dude was the biggest. He didn't have, there was no reward in messing with Mac Mall at that time. You feel me? So next thing I know, I'm in LA and he's shooting the video. And not only he shot the video, I talk about this in my book, My Opinion, available on Amazon right now. I talk about how he took me to the Soul Train Awards and had me sitting in the front with him. This the year that Snoop and them came on the Lowriders and shit. I literally had Madonna tapping me on my shoulder, trying to get Pac attention and shit, you know? So yeah, man, he was very important in my life, you feel me? But like I was saying, Ghetto Theme is about being responsible, spitting game. Now that's what I mean by spitting game. So yeah, I can have a song like Sick With This, but I also got to tell you the truth of what's going on outside of my window. You know what I mean? If I don't tell you the truth, then I'm not being responsible with the gift that God gave me. You know what I mean? All the people who I look up to who are rappers and who spit game and stuff, they don't just, it's something I like to say, analogy I like to talk about, as far as a lot of rappers now only tell you about the beginning of Scarface. You feel me? So they glorify the beginning of Scarface, but somebody who's spitting game is going to tell you about the whole movie and the tragic ending that comes too. You know what I mean? So that's what I kind of feel like. I had to tell you about this side of the game, but I also got to tell you about this side of the game too. So that's where Ghetto Theme come from. And Get Right was basically, even the videos match. If you watch Ghetto Theme video, I want all y'all to check it out. If you watch Ghetto Theme video and watch Get Right video, it's like part 1 and part 2. So, I mean, just being responsible and seeing what's really going on. I can't just glorify the beginning of the Scarface movie. I got to tell you about everything, and that's just like being responsible. And I think more people need to actually do that now. a lot of these youngsters wouldn't be led astray if they knew what comes with the game.
Facts. Was that Levitti on the hip?
Yeah, it's my cousin. Levitti is my blood cousin. Yeah, for sure. And it was an honor and a pleasure to get with him. You feel me? For sure. Shout out Levitti.
Because when I, that's one of my favorite songs.
Word of respect.
But when I go look at it, it never say his name, but I know his voice.
Yeah.
Is that Levitti on it?
Yeah. I don't know. You know what I mean? That's probably just, back in the day, how the people did it. You know what I mean? As far as the video channels and stuff like that. But yeah, that's Levitti. And I went to get him not only because he was my cousin, is because Levitti's voice is on so many Bay Area hits. He is our Nate Dogg. You know what I mean? So even with him, that's my cousin, first of all, and I love him. So there was no room for politics at that point. I'm going for my second record. I got to make it just as big as my first one. I went to go get my cousin. You feel me? Straight up, made sense.
Yeah. Over all these years, right?
Uh-huh.
I always wonder, who the hell is the lady on Wide Open?
Oh, that's Shima from Oakland. Man. A beautiful, talented, dope artist who was signed to Young Black Brother Records back then. That's my sister. You feel me? You will see her at my show on June 14th at Yoshi's. She will be in attendance doing her thing. And, I want to give her a lot of props because in the beginning, I did a lot of the shows myself. I didn't have her with me. So her face wasn't out there like it deserved to be. And I take credit on that too. You know what I mean? But I got my sister with me now. She rocking with me, and she will be at my show June 14th.
How do you feel about the artists, right, not following the structure pipeline on the chitlin circuits,
right,
that y'all have created, like in the little cities like Sebastopol and Santa Rosa's and all of this? Like, they forget about these places, and this would had such as the hyphy movement and other things before the mob movement as one of our main hubs that we can go to and go get some money.
Still get money from them spots, man. Tacoma, Washington. You feel me? Like, Portland, all these spots. But see, for us, it was necessity. We had to. But these youngsters don't have to no more because you can load some shit up on your phone and it goes worldwide. So that helps you, but it also hinders you because, those networking connections that you can make by actually putting boots to ground is something that you can't buy. You know what I mean? It's something that, a follow is not like actually touching the people. You know what I mean? Straight up. You can unfollow a person. I heard this acknowledge too. You can unfollow a person, but you can't stop being a fan of a person. You know what I mean? And the way you make fans is by touching the people. You know what I mean? I got so many people. You came to my school. You know what I mean? I saw you here. What's called it, man? You signed my hat when I was, all this stuff. And those are connections that a follower or going viral is not necessarily going to get you. Ain't nothing like human contact, brother.
So we talk about this shit right here all the time, right? What is your honest opinion on independency and people being assigned to a major?
I did both. I was on Relativity Records, which was like a sub label of Sony. And it just depends, what do you want out of the game? You know what I mean? Do you want to be famous or do you want to, own your stuff and have something that money can't buy? Fame is fleeting, but, structure and having a direct pipeline to your fans and stuff like that. Like I own 50% or 100% of every record that I ever put out. So when you support Mac Mall, you actually support Mac Mall. You know what I mean? And it's not a faceless corporation that you just throwing money at. You know what I mean? So it just really depends on you. But now, like I said, man, the game is so different now that, dude, this is all you need. You know what I mean? For real. And it's like the labels now, there's no real A&Rs. You know what I mean? People who develop people who go look for new talent. The format for a major is sign whatever was last hot instead of find somebody that I can build on to make him become something new. They're not looking for new. They're not looking to develop. They're looking for what's already hot. And that's a problem. That's why the music sounds the way it is. And that's why, you don't see no growth, because they're not trying to grow. They trying to say they're not trying to risk their job. They just trying to get the last thing that's was hot. That's why if this month California rappers is hot, hella Cali people get signed. Next week, if some South people is hot, hella South people get lined. They're not really trying to be, trying to develop people. And that's a problem. That's why the music is stagnating. You know what I mean? For real. Because people ain't trying to risk. And that's, with great risk come great rewards.
Mm. And that's perfect. Shit.
Yeah.
Like you said, a lot of people are not willing to put their name forward.
Oh, no.
It's a lot of everything itself.
Yeah. And that's why, we at where we at. You feel me? For real. Straight up. But it's just like, you will never grow, man, unless you're willing to risk something, unless you're willing to, to work with people and stuff. Because, you know what I mean? Like the image, like a white rapper blow up. Now, hella white rappers get signed. You feel me? The Latin people, they one person, Bad Bunny. We trying to get 100 Sad Bunnies and Mad Bunny and this one. You feel me? Yeah. We'll never grow until we build.
Where's some of the biggest places that you been that you thought that nobody might know the technique?
New York. I did the Apollo. Right? I did the Apollo, man. I rubbed the log, performed there and everything. And it was like, of course, being a fan of the Apollo, watching it on TV, seeing people get booed and all this stuff. I remember I had a publicist named Angelo Ellaby. You know what I mean? Shout out to him. And they had did a showcase at the Apollo. And I remember we took the subway there, and I was just like, I'm from Cali. It's still like remnants of the East Coast, West Coast. These dudes might be tripping, you feel me? And I rode the subway, but the thing that gave me ease is when I went there, we at the back door finna get let in, and a security guard knew me. It was like, Mac Moore, I like that video with Tupac, man. And I just, you feel me? I was like, okay.
So it was around the same time?
Yes. And no, Pac had been gone. This was like this was Illegal Business 2000. This was like wide open. This was like 2000 something. You feel me? So yeah, man. He said that, and I went in there and I killed that shit. You know what I mean? Shit. I went wrong. You know what I mean? I went to Italy. You know what I mean? And stayed there. It was just like people knew that I was in Italy, and I had people from everywhere. Come to Amsterdam, come here. You know what I mean? Come, because I had no weed out there. So they like, man, come to Amsterdam, come smoke. You know what I mean? So, Brazil, you feel me? I got records we catch from Spain. We can't even talk to each other without texting. You know what I mean? So it's like, you never know who's listening, brother. That's why you always gotta, you know what I mean? That's why you always gotta just know that what you're doing is important.
Yeah, you really never know.
Yeah, for real, man. I got a kid from Brazil, man. He followed me and stuff, and this dude was early 20s. He like, man, my brother gave me your poster. It was in my room, you know what I mean? And we can't even talk to each other without the text shit. And it's just, you never know who's listening, man, and you never know what your art, your blessing from God, what, you know what I mean, who you can influence and who is listening to you and who life you can change by just something that God gave you. You feel me? So it's like, it's responsibility in your voice. That's what I think everybody should really think about. You know what I mean? Straight up.
How do you feel about artists today on the way how they sleep and how fans respond to the artists?
I think a lot of, not only just today, but I think a lot of artists in general, you know what I mean? We kind of made that, I like I said before, I don't like when a person comes up to you and say, instead of giving you a compliment or I appreciate your art or something like that, the first thing they say is I ain't no dick rider or I ain't no groupie, but. And it's like, dude, why would I think you a groupie? You feel me? I know I've been working hard. I've been doing something. I've been trying to contribute to this world or to this, you know what I mean? To this idea of what we going through, to this experience that we're going through. Why you can't just say, hey, brother, keep up the good work? What's wrong with that? But I think that artists have been so, on some BS that we make fans like that. You know what I mean? We make the fans not want to give you a compliment because, we act big headed. I have been guilty of that when I was young. But now, man, I'm shaking. I'm kissing babies and hugging bitches. You feel me? Because it's like, dude, these are the people who allow me to live the lifestyle that I am accustomed to. You feel me? Every picture I take, every hand I shake, you know what I mean, man? That's really like money for me. You know what I mean? And I appreciate everybody who been with me since I've been 16 years old, man. Been riding with me, brother. These are my people. You know what I mean? And it's bigger than being a fan. It's being a supporter. You know what I mean? And that if you support me, like, how am I supposed to treat you anyway? Even when I'm going through stuff in my life, even when I got shit going on, I know that I got him. Hey, man, what's up? You know what I mean? Let me take this picture. What is a picture? What is a hug? What is you know what I mean? For somebody who really want to do it. Now, if you're trying to troll or clout chase or something like that, I'm not with that. But if you appreciate what I do, my God's given gift, if you appreciate that, I appreciate you.
Man, you know what's so crazy? My mother-in-law is one of your biggest fans, right?
What's up, Ma?
I want to call her right quick. Hold on, while you here.
You gonna put me on the spot?
Yeah, cause she loves some Mag Mall. So I gotta do this for her. She don't even know I'm about to do this too. But I want to do this while I'm on camera.
Let's do it.
You feel me? And let moms hear back. Let's see if she has some work. What's up, man? What you doing?
On my way home.
I got somebody want to say something to you.
What was that?
Hey, how you doing? This Mac Mar. How you doing, Miss Lady? For sure. I appreciate the support, and hopefully I'll see you June 14th at Yoshi's. I got 2 shows I'm doing with a live band, and after that I'm throwing a after party for my 50th birthday at Torch.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna be trying to see where Yoshi, but I'm kind of like, just a little bit, not be tired, baby. I be have to lay it down.
Well, hey, it's all good, man. Come party with me. It's gonna be my birthday, June 14th. I got a 7 o'clock show and a 9 o'clock show, and I would love to meet you, take a picture with you, and all that.
Yes, sounds good. I so appreciate this. Y'all done made my little evening.
For sure. Well, you have a good night, okay?
You too.
All right, I appreciate you.
Okay. Appreciate you too.
All right, man. I had to call you while I was on camera. I told her.
No.
That's right. All right.
Okay.
Yeah, my mom's, man, she fuck with you heavy, boy. She fuck with you heavy, man. So I wanted to surprise her and let her know, you know what I'm saying? I ain't forget. I did not forget. But back to it, what does success mean to you?
To not having to do anything I don't want to do.
Mm.
You feel me? A lot of times in life, man, we doing what we gotta do. You know what I mean? But I believe success is not having to do what you don't want to do. You feel me? Like, man, and being able to do what you want to do. If I want to go here, if I want to get on the plane, if I want to do that, success is being able to do that. That's the American dream. Not having to do what you don't want to do and being able to do what you want to do. Shit, what's bigger than that? If you can do that, you was a rich man or a woman.
Who are some of the artists that you feel that can help push the Bay Area culture forward?
I believe, man, everybody, man. There's no one person, you know what I mean? I feel it's all our responsibility together, because whether you know it or not, we are all in this together. You know what I mean? We all in this together. It ain't no different sides. People don't take time to worry about that. We all from the Bay. We all we got. So we all need to help each other. I don't think it's the responsibility of one person. I think it's the responsibility of everybody. If you are in this culture and you are doing what we doing, we all got to help each other. You feel me?
Facts. If you could tell your younger self one thing, what would you tell yourself?
Woo, it's a lot of shit. Man, I would just tell myself, man, just keep going. Keep going, keep believing in yourself, and it's gonna be okay. You know what I mean? Because it was so much shit, you know, being 16 and having grown men hating you, you know what I mean? And sometimes doubting yourself. You feel me? But I was, even at being young, I was crazy enough to believe that I could. Crazy, because sometimes you got to be crazy enough to believe that you actually can do it, especially when you're trying to do great things. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people don't do great things with their life. They just do what they got to do. You know what I mean? So it's like, you got to be crazy enough to believe that you can achieve it. Like, hey, I never would have thought I'd be an author, a self-published author. I was just trying to rap. But through hip hop, you know, the love of hip hop and everything, I was able to do many great things. You feel me? I got a song with Quincy Jones. You feel me? Yeah, like, you know, shout out to Fanny. But it's I would just tell it, just keep going, youngster, and everything will be all right.
Mm-hmm. What do financial literacy mean to you?
Ooh, that's everything. You know what I mean? That's everything, because, you know, it's one thing to get the money, but it's another thing to keep it. Straight up. You know what I mean? I was able to go from an artist to an owner, and you know, through time and negotiation. But the game, especially this game, is not set up for you to be an independent thinker and somebody who can generate his own money. The game that we're in right now is set up to where you always have a handout to somebody who can make you do what you don't want to do and stuff like that. So basically, knowing how to keep the money and knowing how to make the money grow. That's what it means to me.
What? Not too many people, you know, put their mind on making money grow. You know what I'm saying? Like, some people just want it right now, stuck on right now, and don't look at the longevity of things, especially with life. You know what I'm saying? Some people just...
We come from a microwave mentality. You know what I mean? Microwave mentality. You know, but we living in a system where the powers that be have 50-year plans, 100-year plans. These seeds that they plant is for their great-grandchildren. They might not even be able to smell the flowers of the seeds that they, But those flowers and those seeds that will grow will feed the generations, you know, 50 and 100 years from now.
Right.
But we just need to think like that. But it's like, you know, trying to survive. When you trying to survive and you trying to put food in your stomach and stuff, it's hard to not think about the right now. Because I'm hungry right now. I'm hungry right now. I'm cold right now. I got to do that. But you're not thinking that, like, hold on, let me, you know what I mean? Let me eat just a little bit less so I can save it for the week. Or, you know what I mean? But we just got to just break that chain and think about and know that, you know, God willing, we will be here for the future. God willing, we can do something for our generations, and just think like that.
How you feel about the tech companies in our backyard and people really not taking advantage of them?
I mean, what do I think about that? I think that we do need to take advantage of it, because these, especially in this music business, these are fans of our music. They got Mac Dre offices at Google. You feel me? They got Mac Mall offices at not Facebook, but Instagram and stuff like that. Like the conference room is named after us and stuff. And so it's just hand in hand. We need to help each other. You know what I mean? For real, for real. And somebody just need to make that connection. And whoever do that is going to be a very successful person, because it's all right here. These are people who are at our shows and everything. It's just we need to find the right platform, the right situation to bridge the gap. You know, and the person who do that is going to be the next Gaza.
Mm. So when you say that though, like, it's like that's exclusive information. That is stuff like that around you guys, and the outside people would never know if they don't hear these type of messages. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, to hear that shit just blew my mind. Like, they got offices of it.
Yeah, I got pictures of it. I got pictures of it with our names up in there. You know what I mean? For real. But it's like, it just somebody just got to make it make sense. That's it. You feel me? We so caught up in our stuff. Like this, I said, man, we trying to survive. When you hungry and you trying to eat right now, you're not thinking about, man, I'm thinking about, I got funk with these fools around the corner. My baby mama tripping. This one is doing this and this one is doing that. Man, I got to handle this right now. I can't think about the bigger picture when I got to think about the picture that's right here. And it's bigger than just apps on your phone. You know what I mean? These people are literally in our backyard.
So how the publishing situation is today, was it like that back in the day, or is it way?
What you mean? You said the publicist? Publishing. Oh, yeah.
Go get their ass cap on their own. Right. They can register this shit on their own. How is it different between today and back in the day?
See, first of all, I don't think like a lot of people like now don't really trip off that shit. You know what I mean? Motherfuckers just trying to get a chain, trick on a bitch, you feel me? Get a little car and shit, some Gucci, and that's all they thinking about. Back in the day, what they would do to trick it, they would get us in is once you sign, so you got 100,000 that they didn't give you as a West Coast. I'm just throwing numbers out there. Then what they would do to trick you when you're young is be like, hey man, okay, you just got that 100,000. Well, look, I got 150 right now for your publishing. And at the time, you thinking like, shit, what is publishing? I don't know. Publishing ain't right here. You got 150 right now? Then give me that. Not knowing that they didn't gave you this amount of money and they finna make this amount of much money for the rest of their life. And a lot of us bit that shit. You feel me? A lot of us bit it. You know what I mean? Me, man, I was able to get all my shit. You feel me? I was able to start off the game like that. You know, YBB gave me a great deal. Relativity gave me a better deal. And then from that, I built my own. And through negotiation, I think it was, 1999, I got everything. You know what I mean? I own a legal business. I own Wide Open. I own all that shit. Untouchable. I own it. You know what I mean? For real. That's something that I will pass down to my daughter. And she can do whatever she want to do with it. Or she can just go to the mailbox. You know what I mean? You don't got to be in the music business. Just go to the mailbox. You feel me? Straight up. You know? But yeah, it was trickery. But people need to, like how we was talking about, thinking down the road. Even though it's something, okay, you don't have nothing. Your publishing ain't nothing right now. But later, as you grow, it will be something. Don't sell it when it's nothing for something that you think is big right now because you're hungry. And I think that they capitalize on us not knowing stuff and being hungry. You telling me you got 150 right now? I'm trying to get this whip. Man, let me get that. But you not thinking that, man, that ain't nothing. You feel me? That's when you can, if you wait a while, you can buy 10 of those whips with your publishing. You know what I mean? But it's, you know, fuck, let me set this shit down. We just got to help each other. You feel me? We got to help each other. Those who know need to lace those who don't.
So basically you're saying our business sense need to be upgraded. Because a lot of the things that we were taught in the Bay Area is to be so independent that we really didn't give a fuck about the business.
Yeah. But being independent is the business. You know what I mean? You cannot be independent if you don't know what's going on. You know what I mean? That shit is the oxymoron. There's no way. To be independent, you got to do everybody's job. You feel me? I got to do every job before I can hire people. You feel me? I have to do that. You got to be able to delegate. But in order for me to delegate, I got to know what's their job. If I don't, how do I know they doing their job? You feel me? Straight up. So it's like, if you're independent, you selling tickets, you sweeping the floor, you selling popcorn, you doing announcing, you doing everything in the game. You got to. You feel me? Because signing is having other people do it. But if you sign and you don't know the job, how you know they doing their job? You know, they used to tell us shit like back in the day. Yeah, we spent $50,000 on you in Hawaii. 8 billboards. You never see them billboards, but that's your money. That's your money that's somebody's whole job, and they just telling you where they're spending your money. You think it's the label. No, that's your money. You're going to have a statement when you get your check. You're going to have a statement. And all the deductions, all them limos you was buying for your friends and them plane tickets that you was buying and them dinners and the strippers and all that shit, how you threw that 10,000 and what's it called? You thinking, oh, this the rap life. Nah, nigga, you paying for that. And you going to see, Too Short talk about this, about going platinum. and then getting a check. Your check this big, but the statements is this big, and they taking all the deductions. You know what I mean? So you paying for it one way or another. You know what I mean? So if I want to know what I'm paying for, because ain't nobody helping people. Like when you sign to a label, it's not their job to teach you shit.
I tell that shit to people always.
It's their job to sell you. You feel me? It's your responsibility to know shit.
So is it safe to say that a lot of artists don't understand that they work for hires?
Yeah, independent contractors, brother. You feel me? Independent contractors, man. You know what I mean? But it's show business, man, and it's so, you know what I mean. We romanticize this shit. You know what I mean? We romanticize just this whole experience, this whole hip hop shit, and all this, and we think that, you know what I mean, it's like the Cinderella story. You feel me? But nah, nigga, it's 12 o'clock all the time, nigga. You feel me? Straight up. You know, and that 12, nigga, Cinderella turned into a motherfucking pumpkin. You feel me? So, yeah, it's on us, man. It's on us. And it's like now the world is, through technology, this big world we live in has really turned small. You know what I mean? All the information that you need is on that phone that you liking big booty pictures of and all that shit. Nah, nigga, Google something. YouTube video, you can teach you how to make a rocket, nigga. You know what I mean? So it's like the information is easier to get, but motherfuckers is lazier. You feel me? We had to read books and shit, but now I can be like, check, Meta, what am I supposed to do for this? Or AI, whatever the fuck, you feel me? Straight up.
So, do y'all feel like y'all was ahead of the game with the True TV shit? Cause
Definitely.
that shit, I really say helped probably expand the world on what's going on.
Man, Jim Jones, nigga, they was watching that shit in Harlem. You know what I mean? But you know, that's just Furl, bro. That's just Dre, man. Dre was such an innovator that I don't even think he put thought into it. Like, I'm finna change the world with this. I'm just doing what I do. I'm doing what we do. You feel me? How we live. You know what I mean? And people always talk about like hyphy. Hyphy was a lazy description of what we was doing. Hyphy was not a genre of rap. It was actually how we was living and what we was doing. It wasn't, there's no hyphy music. No, it's music that we got hyphy to.
Right.
You feel me? So, you know, people like talk about, you know, hyphy fell off. Dude, that wasn't, it wasn't, it was just what we was doing in the music that we was getting hyphy to. It wasn't a thing like, oh, I'm going to make a hyphy track. No, nigga, I'm making a song and we getting hyphy to it. You feel me? But yeah, man, Furl was an innovator of hella shit, blood, of hella niggas just doing what we doing. And in the Bay, when we do what we do, we naturally doing with no thought, we just doing what's come natural to us. Everybody else sees that shit and sees how important it is, but we don't even. You feel me? So that shit was just a lazy description. You know what I mean? A lazy description. It wasn't a label of what we was doing. We just did that to the music. Yeah.
Furl was different.
Man, very different, brother. And that shit could have went a different way. When he came home from jail, he was set up by the feds. A lot of his career was taken from him, but he was not angry. You know what I mean? He was, you know, he knew how great he was before people did. You know what I mean? And his whole thing was a party. I'm not finna be angry. I'm finna party. I'm finna do my thing, and I'm finna have this be inclusive. All ages, all colors, all everything. And not only did he just preach that, he lived that. He lived that, man. He would be with the Usos, with the Mexicans, with the white punk rock motherfuckers, with the you know what I mean? Just everybody, man. With niggas from everywhere, with high class people, with low class people, with everybody, man. And we all finna get together and we all finna party, because everybody like to party. Everybody like to have fun. That's something, I don't care what walk of life you from. That's something that we all can relate to. And he was smart enough to capitalize on that.
He was Mexican Mango. I think he was probably one of the first to bring that diversity culture together.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he made it be fun.
Yes.
You know, I remember them big ass shows and them tours and shit when you were buying everybody near. Like,
everybody is
and motherfuckers had a whole.
You know what I mean? And that's something I get from him. You know what I mean? That's something that I get from him, man. And I peep. Cause I'm watching this shit. I'm watching, like, we going to Kansas and I'm seeing motherfuckers dressing like we dress, man. You feel me? I'm looking at these kids like, bro, this shit is crazy, man. He brought everybody together. We would go places, and if you didn't know, you was thinking you was in Oakland. You feel me? These niggas is stunning sage, motherfuckers is gritting, motherfuckers is dressing just like us, motherfucking airbrush t-shirts, all of the whole shit, man, for real, man. But man, that's one thing like about my career, man. And you know, beautiful career. I wouldn't give nothing back, but I just lost so much. You feel me? All over this dream. You know what I mean? Good people, man. Good brothers, man. And I think about, you know, sometime, you know, in the back of my mind, you know what I mean? For these people, the people that we lost in this shit, I get this shit back.
Hey.
You know what I mean? I give it back. Give it back. Get Johnny Cash back, to get Pharrell, to get the Mac, to get DJ Cease, to get fucking Way Out from Richmond, to get fucking just everybody, brother. Everybody, nigga. Everybody. I would. Even though I love this is my God-given gift, but it's just so many people, man. You know what I mean? But it's also the things that drive me too, because I can't give up. I can't give up. I can't let their sacrifice go unnoticed or not acknowledged or not, you know what I mean? Shit is hard, brother. I'm human like everybody else, you know what I mean? That's why I appreciate you asking me about my mental health, you know what I mean? And it's like, so much shit, man. So much doubt, fear, all this shit. You know what I mean? All because, man, we just trying to do this. So, you know, but I mean hurt, but I also got a battery in my back because I can't quit. We done lost too much. You know what I mean? The only way to get through hell, when you're going through hell, is to go through it. You know what I mean? You got to go all the way through it. You got to finish the mission. You know what I mean? Straight up. You got to finish the mission for them. And that's what I'm doing.
What's next? Like what?
June 14th, my birthday show. You know what I mean? My 50th birthday. Thank you, God. I'm doing 2 shows at Yoshi's with a live band. You know what I mean? And after that, I'm throwing a party at Torch. You know, we're going to be doing it big. I'm going to have special guests and all of them. Also got a EP I'm finna drop at the end of the summer called the Vallejo Sessions. And man, we're gonna continue, you know, keeping the shit lit and doing our thing. You know what I mean? Straight up. I'm working on my second book, Thears or Die. The first one is My Opinion. It's on Amazon right now. The second one is Thears or Die. So man, we just, you know, very thankful, very blessed, and just keeping it moving. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So what I would like to do for you, like I had told you earlier, I want to be able to help you with the billboard situation. I'm gonna say I want to do that for you. And we also got this shit that we call the Wake Your Ass Up trophies, you feel me? So what we do, we try to show our love, our respect, our homage, and everything that we feel about the people while they are alive. You know, so sometimes people wait till people dead to show your genuine approach of how you really feel about a person, you feel me? So this right here is one of our platinum plaques. So, you know, I pulled it out for you already.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? So this is something you can put on your table.
Hey,
you know what I'm saying?
Man, let me see.
The Wake Your Ass Up podcast. You feel me?
I want to thank God. You know what I mean? I want to thank all y'all, man. I'm going to thank the Wake Your Ass Up podcast, man. I appreciate it, man. And yeah, I appreciate it. You will see this on my mantle. You know what I mean? Thank you very much, my brother. I appreciate y'all, man.
Love, man, because, you know, a lot of times, like I said, bro, people wait till they in these caskets. And these be things that you can cherish with people while they're alive.
And like you short, brother, like you short.
And you gave so much to the culture, bro. And they just want to show my solidarity and my love for a legend. You feel me? For the show, we're honored to one of our legends, bro. We appreciate you for giving your life. You feel me? Your time, your dedication. You taking time away from your daughter to give to this music culture. You feel me? And giving a time out to just put your life at risk when you could have been at ease with a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? And like you said, going through a lot of mental health things outside of losing Dre and having to get back to yourself. And people don't know what that is. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to tell you, big bro, I love you. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you for all the years and endeavors of being who you are, bro. And that's being solid, not solid, bro. So, you know, that's just a little I contribute, man, to give you some of this Wake Your Ass Up podcast love.
Straight up, man. This made my day, man. This made my day. And I need it right now, too, man. I'm going through some shit, but I definitely need this, man. This put a smile on my face. A well-needed smile, man. And I thank you, brother.
We got to appreciate our elders, bro. You know what I'm saying? Homage is everything to me, bro. And you have contributed so much. And actually, you're the closest thing to us to Mac Dre. You know what I'm saying? So, gotta give Mac Mall something that we can't give to Mac Dre. You know what I'm saying? So man, I'm telling you, your moms are bringing this home. All right, man. That's all love for the Macs. You know what I'm saying? Thank you, bro.
Appreciate you, man. For sure.
Thank you
for having me too.
Come on, man. It's an honor to have the OG himself, man. We got live and direct, man, at the Wake Your Ass Up podcast, man, with the legendary Vallejo himself, Crest Side, man. Mac with the mall at the end. This what it is. You understand me? Hold on, man. Before we leave, though, I forgot to give a shout out to our sponsors, man. Give a special shout out to our sponsors, Cookies, man.
Yeah, stop.
Cookies, Big Things, man. Evelyn Jones, man. Thank y'all. You know what I'm saying? And Wake Your Ass Up energy drinks, man. Get you one. If you ain't got one, get you one. Tap in with it. Wake your ass up if you still asleep. Yeah, bitch, you hear me?